We have to look at it in the sense of the depth of the Atlanta Falcons is one that should be more in question. When you look offensively of what they've been lacking at this particular point is that's explosive plays. It hasn't been the Julio Jones show, and you wonder why. Being the number one wide receiver, as an offensive coordinator, you need to dial up plays to create mismatches to get your number one wide receiver the ball. And when you're able to do that, now all of a sudden Sanu and the tight ends and Coleman and also Freeman become more effective in the passing game, something that we've seen them do very effective last year when Shanahan was an offensive coordinator. You have to be able to move Julio Jones off of his spot. Now
he had his first and only touchdown yesterday.
And see that, and that's something that really should be in
when
question.
the game was already over, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. And that's something that should be in question. He's the best wide receiver in football. I mean, people may argue Antonio Brown is, but they try to do different things in Pittsburgh that Atlanta really should look into. Julio Jones, to me, is a guy that should be able to open up things for everyone else. And then you look at the defensive side of things. When you're playing man-to-man coverage, if you're not getting pressure on the opposing quarterback, you're leaving your guys out on the island. And so when I look at it with with Beasley being their main pass rusher, when he's hurt, they have a problem. They have no one else to be able to step up and make things happen for them on the defensive end. You need at least a linebacker. You need a defensive tackle or something to become a problem in the interior part of that line because Tom Brady wasn't going to move anywhere. If Tom Brady moved in that pocket, it was 2 yards outside the tackle. He wasn't going to scramble. He wasn't going to try to buy time for his receivers. So when you're playing man-to-man coverage, if you're not getting pressure, it's 7-on-7 for guys like Tom Brady. So for me, it's more of the bad Falcons and what they've been lacking over the last couple of weeks with no explosive plays on offense or defense or even special teams. There's no creativity when it comes to the Atlanta Falcons. So I just think, for going forward, especially in that division that they're playing in where the New Orleans Saints are starting to rise and we don't know what type of Carolina Panther team that we're going to see going forward, they're in trouble.
It was good Patriots. I mean, of course, it's always some of both, but if I'm forced to pick one or the other, it's good Patriots. Let me tell you the big takeaway from this weekend in the NFL. Boy, there's a lot of bad football being played.
Yes.
All around the league is bad football. And it's been a lot of randomness so far in this NFL season. The Broncos manhandled the Cowboys week 1. It's hard to figure out what's going on. Seattle week to week. And what we come away with, the big takeaway over everything to me is in football, there are two coaches that are different from everyone else. There's Bill Belichick at the pro level, and there's Nick Saban at the college level. Because every single year, their teams are good to one degree or another. This was the 1 year, and I'm always saying that, but I thought the Patriots, that's the worst defense I've ever seen the Patriots have. Oh, my God, actually things are different. They could have easily lost a couple more games, not just the 2 consecutive at home. And then you turn around, and this guy Wise is getting pressure on the quarterback, and the starting corners go down, and the younger guys fill in, and they're doubling Julio Jones, and then matching up man-to-man with the other receivers. I mean, the whole thing about the Falcons' offense is the modern spread NFL offense. You need to be able to match up athletically one-on-one with these guys. And the Patriots were doing it. The Patriots' defense
looks so much better.
Not only so much better, but so designed for the modern game, well organized, and designed for the modern game. And when I'm look, even the tough games that they won, that they could have easily lost, but the Patriots don't lose those games. The other teams lose those games. The Patriots wound up with a winning record before they got good, and what we saw last night is the Patriots got good, as usual.
You can feel that way about it, and you'd have a point if the Atlanta Falcons weren't so historically bad. Let's take this into consideration.
So you're agreeing with me?
I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing. I don't mind agreeing with you on things related to football. Anything else, I'd have a problem with it, but not football, Donovan. Stay there. I'll get to you in a second. Here's the reality of the situation, okay? When you look at the Patriots, I don't care how good the Patriots are. Right. Since being down 28-3 in the Super Bowl, to the Atlanta Falcons. They outscored the Atlanta Falcons 54-0. Come on now.
That a lot?
Come on now.
That's embarrassing.
54-0. That's so embarrassing. It ain't even anything to laugh about. I mean, that's embarrassing. You're the reigning defending NFC champions, and you get outscored by one team over the span of 6 quarters, 54-0. That's just an absolute disgrace. If I'm on an Arthur Blank, I'm having a conversation with Coach Quinn, not just because of that, because you got a new offensive coordinator in Sarkisian. You got a new offensive coordinator, okay, in this kid Mark Quinn. You got that go to a new defensive coordinator, I'm sorry. Now you've got the issue here. You got a coach. You're going for it at midfield. On fourth down, you get stopped, you facilitate a touchdown by the New England Patriots. That's problem number one. Problem number two, your offensive line. Problem number three, Matt Ryan looking totally indecisive, un-MVP-like. He's all over the place. You got Mohamed Sanu, who basically cut short a route and getting stared down by Matt Ryan. You've got 4 plays in the red zone. You only target the best receiver in football, and Julio Jones, just one time. Devontae Freeman, we're talking about him, right? He did rush for 72 yards on 12 carries. He did average about 6 yards a carry. He had one 21-yard run. You might have wanted to give him the ball more than 12 times. You're not doing that. So we're looking at Atlanta just having an implosion before our very eyes, okay? And I look at them right now, and I don't see anything impressive. This is my pick to come out of the NFC. Obviously, that's not looking very, very good right now. When you look at the way they're looking, there's no reason to believe in them. Right now, you can make an argument for various teams. You can make an argument for the Cowboys after years. You can make an argument for the Eagles. You can make an argument. You can make an argument for the damn Los Angeles Rams.
Or the New Orleans Saints.
Oh, the New Orleans Saints, who are in first place right now because they have Drew Brees. You can make an argument. And not only that, their defense hasn't been nearly as awful as it has been
they got to face Hundley and not Rodgers. But
what I'm saying is, listen, the way the New Orleans defense has looked in previous years, you know, you might have been throwing the football and it could have been successful against that defense, but they've improved. All I'm saying is, in Atlanta, I don't know how to explain. I will leave it to the aficionados, but in the end, what it comes down to is this. You cannot, I don't give a damn who you are. I don't care how good the New England Patriots are. To get outscored 54-0 over 6 quarters.
There was the touchdown in garbage
before the touchdown.
Before the touchdown, it was 54-0. 54-0. And then you score.
But Stephen A., that's my point. Look,